Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Talk with LaPrecious, and I'm LaPrecious, your host, and I will be talking to you guys today about how to attract love into your life. So the reason why I decided to do this video is because I realized that I manifested love into my life and didn't really know it up until I remembered what I did in previous times. So, to all of you who want to know how to attract love into your life by using tarot cards and candle magic and things of that nature, then I'm your person and I advise you to look at this video. So, long story short, I've been wanting a boyfriend for a really long time. So, what I decided to do was that I've gotten a blockbuster candle and I got a love candle. And so, what I did to make sure that my spirit was clean and pure and whatnot, I decided to just pray to God, ask Him for forgiveness, to cleanse my soul and to cleanse my heart so I could be pure enough to start manifesting something new. I always believe that before you ask God or the universe anything, it's best to do it with a clean conscience, a clean mind, a clean spirit. Because a lot of times when we ask God for stuff or ask the universe for stuff, we block it because we have either a bad spirit, a negative spirit, bad thoughts, or a bad attitude. So that's pretty much what I did. Then I decided to burn my candle because I have a 7 day candle. So you're supposed to burn it at least an hour every day when you pray. And then when you burn it, you're supposed to bury the petitions in the yard and just wait until it manifests. So since I've been wanting to be in a relationship and be in love for a minute, I decided to do my blockbuster candle because the reason why I got into all this candle magic and other types of belief systems the way that I have because I just felt that my life was going down a very negative path. I couldn't understand why I wasn't blessed, why people were treating me the way they were treating me, and why was I going through so much. And I've been with Christianity since birth. So I decided to start trying different things in order to make things better, and it did. So I use candle magic, I use things from Wicca, and I use things from Santeria as well as Curanerismo. And by me incorporating all those different beliefs, they have helped me a lot. I'm a more positive person. I'm a more avid thinker than I've been before. And I really don't let a lot of stuff bother me because I realize my power and my journey and how much control I have over myself as well as my journey and my destiny. So since I realize all those things, it's helped me become a more positive person. So moving along. When it comes to my petition for love, I decided to use a love spell, whom I got from the Three Hoodoo Sisters. Three Hoodoo Sisters is mainly run by a woman who's from Haiti. I don't remember her name. She's from Haiti and she's a Haitian voodoo priestess. And we all know, or those of you who know of Haitian culture, that voodoo is a large part of the Haitian culture as well as Haitian history. So, voodoo or voodoo, as some people call it, it's not all that new. But I love watching her videos. I love watching her channel. Her spells are very spot on. Her readings, celebrity readings, are very spot on. And I believe that she has a gift. Whenever you do candle magic or spell work or anything, I believe that you're usually called to it or you're gifted in it for you to be a teacher or a preacher of this type of thing. And I've always believed I had a spiritual gift in me to do this. So that's why I'm teaching you guys how to do this. So I pretty much learned how to do her spell from her channel. And this is a love spell that I want to talk to you all about. So, pretty much after I decided to cleanse myself and whatnot, I used my blockbuster candle to pretty much block everything that I feel like has been blocking me in my life. And I've noticed the candle has been working. Now, with this candle, this is a pink 7 day candle. I got it from Walmart. It only costs about $1.52. And so, pretty much what you do with this is that you cleanse the candle by using your Florida water. I got my Florida water from the store in Winston called Kindred Spirits. It only costs about like $4, but I think you can get it on Amazon for a lot cheaper. So I use this Florida water and I put it on my hands and I pretty much wiped. the candle down, and then I took a white paper towel, like she suggested. So once I did that, the candle was cleansed. And so on the inside, and you guys could probably see that black dot in it. All it is herbs. So pretty much what she says is to poke a hole, about maybe 3 holes in the candle. I used to use a knife, but then I watched this other lady called Havana Botanica, and she used a pencil. And pencils, when you use a pencil, usually one that's not sharpened like this, it's unsharpened, and you stick it straight into the candle. They make perfect holes, and you won't have to worry about messing your candle up. But one thing I will say is that the Walmart candles, they do the job, but the wax is cheap. When you use a India products candle, like the ones that I've shown you guys, I'm gonna pick up one of my candles from over here, like this one. The wax is a better quality because as soon as you burn, you stick it, and then you put your oil and herbs in it. It just melts all together, and then the holes will either close up on their own, and it'll have like a smooth finish. With these, a lot of times I've had the wax literally break and crumble along the sides, and you have to be really careful because you don't want to mess up the wick, because as soon as you mess up the wick and the candle, it's done. And I know this because I've had to throw away about 2 candles from me messing up the wick from trying to put the Florida water and stuff in it. So anyways, once you do that, you're going to take your Come To Me oil. She used about 3 different oils. One of them was patchouli, Come To Me, and another love oil. But this is the one that I use. It's called Venami or Come To Me. This is by India Products. This oil smells really good. It smells like a mix of baby powders and a light body oil with like a floral scent to it. So it smells good when you burn it. So you pretty much poke your holes in the candle. Then you're going to use chili powder, honey, and cinnamon, and you're only going to use a little bit. I would advise that you sprinkle. Do not try to do any type of sprinkling or anything if the candle is burned down as low as mine, because it's going to be real hard to get it in there without hitting that wick. And you don't want to put any herbs or Florida water on a wick, because if you do, it's going to burn, it might explode, and you're just going to mess up the candle. And so, what you'll do is you'll put your herbs, like your chili powder and your cinnamon, and then you put in the honey. And then you're going to put a few drops of the Come To Me oil in your candle. And then what you do, put the Florida water, but I repeat, but I will repeat this, do not pour this in the candle. I repeat, do not pour this into the candle. This Florida water, even though it's anointing water or cleansing water, it is not 100% water. They do put a ingredient in this that's alcoholic, and if you put a flame to this, it will light up. Because one time I did a love spell and I put Florida water in there like she said to, the top of the candle was a blue flame. And usually, when you light something that's a blue flame, that's not a good sign because then something's about to explode or something's about to cook. So once I did that, I had to throw the candle away. So what I advise that you would do is to just put the tip of a Q-tip in the top, and then just run the bottle a little bit at the top to wet it, and then you're gonna stick the candle. Take the Q-tip with the Florida water on it and stick it in the holes, and that'll do the job. And then when it comes to the oil, just tap it. Don't just like pour it in there because this oil is really runny and you don't want to put too much in it. But you're just gonna tap it around the candle wick. The spices are not that hard to put in there. You just take it, but make sure that your top has really small holes like this and not the super big ones, because if it has the super big ones, it'll just be too much and you oversaturate the candle, you mess it up. Then when it comes to the honey, I have another thing of honey in here. I might have left it downstairs because I have 2 things of honey because I like to make sure I use a good amount of honey. But when you use your honey, you're just gonna whip it around the candle and just leave it. And then once you do that, you're going to anoint the candle with your oil. So after you do that, you're gonna put the oil on your hands and you're gonna rub it up. Don't rub it down because when you rub it down, you're wiping the intention off. So you want it to stay on, so you wipe it up. And you just wipe it up and wipe it up. And then what you do is you'll light it and you'll set it down wherever you want to. Then make sure you play some romantic music that's alluding to your intentions. And sometimes I'll even anoint the candle at the top by putting like some of the herbs. You can see some of the herbs and stuff at the top. Some of the herbs at the top, and then I'll play like romantic music. Now she said to put a picture up in front of the candle and then write in a red marker straight, I think it's diagonal, the person's full name and their date of birth. But I did spell work for a specific person one time and the spirit told me no. I even went to a psychic about this man and she told me that he was married. Did a little detective work and I went on his profile and come to find out he is in a relationship and he's possibly married. So, Spirit was right the whole time. So I went ahead and just didn't decide to do that. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to imagine a new man. I pretty much spoke my intentions. I prayed and, just let the music flow and let the aura flow and whatnot. And I did my ritual. And then once I did my ritual, I just let the candle burn and burn and burn. And then each day I just let it burn and burn and burn. And I did my blockbuster candle as well, and it worked. But one thing I will tell you is that whenever you do candle work or spell work, make sure that you are realistic about it. A lot of people who do spell work or candle magic and whatnot, they're not realistic. They don't give you a foundation or a basis to work from, but I'm going to give you that. So if you know that certain dating tactics don't work for you, don't use it along with this spell, because you want to make sure that you do everything in a high vibration, a positive light. So since you've done your spell and you're positive, and the candle smells really good when you burn it after putting in all the herbs, and when you set yourself on the intention and you play the music, it puts you in a really good spirit because it put me in mine, and it actually worked for me. And one thing I'll say is make sure you don't go to places where you've had bad dating experiences or go to dating sites where you've had bad experiences, because if you try to mix good with bad, it's not going to work. So, what I did was that I lit this and I went on the dating site that worked for me. And, I was being patient, whatnot, just letting men come to me. And I decided to give a man that was my type, but wasn't my type all the way. And we started talking and talking and talking. Then we exchanged phone numbers and we talked on the phone. And then we developed a relationship. Now, the downside of this was he wasn't everything that I wanted him to be, like I said before, and I saw why. So, this man pretty much had everything I wanted except a few things. He looked the way that I wanted, he carried himself the way that I wanted, he had his own house and everything, but the two things I didn't like was that due to health reasons, he had to depend on other people to take him to and fro, but he also couldn't afford a lot of things. And those are deal breakers for me, is that I don't like men that are dependent on others, and I don't like men that can't afford simple things in life, because in my mind I'm like, if we get married and have children, if you can't afford basic things for yourself, then you can't afford things for me or for your children. And so I had to break that relationship off, and it put a lot of things into perspective for me, because when I did my own readings, and this is my tarot card deck that I have, as well as my candle, my cards, had said that I was going to be in a relationship, and lo and behold, I was. And then I did the candle magic, but I believe that by me, myself, not being specific about what I wanted, but I was also not looking at myself because you are what you attract. He was a good person. I'm a good person. He's independent. I'm independent. But the health reasons, now I'm in good health, but I could lose a couple pounds. Other than that, I'm in good health. Him, another example, he wasn't. And as far as his money, he wasn't making enough to pay for things that he needed to pay for. And he had things on payment plans. I myself at this moment have two debts to pay off. And so those debts was something that he and I had in common. And so I'm like, okay, when you're asking for things, you have to make sure you're clean and pure in what you're saying. But you also have to make sure that you're not mimicking what you want, especially if it's not what exactly that you want. So I had to look at myself and say, well, this is not something that I want to attract. So what you should do when you want to attract love into your life is make sure you're put together, all of your ducks are in a row, and just make sure that you have everything set in place for you that is for you, so that when you're ready to date, when you do your spell work, and when you put yourself out there today, and I went to a dating site that worked for me. That's why I was able to attract somebody. And so you pretty much have to make sure all those things fall into place. Make sure that your mind is pure, heart is pure, spirit is pure. You don't have any unforgiveness, hatred, or uncleanness blocking you. Make sure you're clear in your intentions, set your intentions, and continue to burn the candle day by day up until it burns out. I stopped burning mine because I was in a relationship. And since the relationship didn't work out, I'm just trying to place myself spiritually before I could do any more spell work. And so another thing is to make sure that you are what you want in somebody and that you have what you want the other person to have, because you have to think about being compatible with somebody. Oil and water don't mix. Fuel and fire don't mix. The fuel only makes the fire worse. And the water only dilutes the oil but doesn't bring it together. And so the thing is that with those two examples, both of those things can coexist, but they can't mix. So it's like if you're a person that's of the opposite of what you're trying to attract, you two may be able to be bonded or connected based off of sexual attraction, physical attraction, or main hobbies or commonalities. But since you two aren't compatible within yourselves as to what you want, where you want to go, it's not going to last long. And if it does, it's not going to be a peaceful relationship. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment in the comment section, and to have a good day.